Hello everyone, welcome to Some Things Cooking with Alpa, and today I'm going to show you how to make sausage bread rolls. They're absolutely delicious and you can serve it for breakfast or even as a party starter. So without any further delay, let's begin with our process. So guys, to make this amazing looking recipe, let's take half tablespoon of instant dry yeast. You can also use active dry yeast if you have that in your house. And for the yeast to feed on, let's add 1 teaspoon of granulated sugar, followed by half cup of milk. Now guys, be careful that the temperature of the milk needs to be warm to touch. If it is at room temperature or if it is too hot, then it will kill the yeast or it won't activate the yeast, and that is why we use warm milk. And now let's mix everything together, and once mixed, let's cover it up and let's keep it aside for the next 5 minutes in a warm place. After 5 minutes, let's uncover and look at our yeast, guys. It's nicely poofed up. You see that foam on top of the yeast? If you don't get that, then throw away your yeast and restart the process again. And now that our yeast is ready, let's take a large bowl with a sieve and let's add 2 cups of maida, which is all-purpose flour, and run it through the sieve. Once done, then let's add half teaspoon of salt, followed by 2.5 tablespoon of granulated sugar, and now let's mix all the dry ingredients together. Once mixed, let's make a cavity in the center and then let's add the yeast in that cavity, followed by 1 egg. And now let's give everything a mix again. Make sure, guys, that you're going in one direction when you are mixing all the ingredients. And once everything is nicely mixed in, then let's add 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Now guys, if you are using salted butter, then just add 1/4 teaspoon of salt instead of half teaspoon of salt. And now let's give everything a mix. And once everything is nicely mixed in, then let's use our hands and knead it into a nice soft dough. And once the dough is formed, then let's transfer this dough onto a plate and knead it for 10 minutes. Remember guys, 10 minutes. Also guys, if you need, you can use about 1/8 cup of all-purpose flour to knead this dough. And once the dough is ready, then let's take it into our hands and then fold it like so. So basically we are just making it into a round ball. And once the ball is ready, then let's take a bowl and let's add a little oil in it. And then we are simply going to grease that bowl completely and then place our dough in the center. And now let's add a little bit of oil on top of our dough and grease the dough completely. And guys, we are now going to cover the bowl with a plastic wrap and keep it aside for 1 hour. And my favorite place to keep the dough is microwave or an oven without turning it on. And after an hour, look at our dough, guys. It's literally doubled in size. This is sight for sore eyes, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. So let's uncover and let's give it a punch in the center. And now let's start collecting the dough from the sides. And then place it on top of any flat surface. I've just sprinkled a little bit of all-purpose flour on top of it. And now I'm going to knead it for just about 30 seconds and then fold the sides and make it into a round ball. And now we need to divide this dough into 8 equal parts. So you can use a knife to do the same. And we are going to start cutting it from the center and make 4 equal parts and then again go sideways like so, making 8 equal parts. And once all the parts are cut, then let's take one part and roll the sides of this dough, making it into a round ball. And we are simply going to repeat the same with the rest of the dough. And see guys, I have all of the 8 balls ready and divided and into round balls. So now let's take one of the ball and cover the rest with a cloth. And we are simply going to start rolling them on a flat surface. Guys, make sure to apply a little pressure on it while rolling it. and it needs to be the length at least 5 times more of the sausage that you're using. And now let's take this rolled dough and roll it on top of our sausage. Now as you can see, I've left a little space on the top as well as at the bottom, and now I'm simply pressing this dough at the ends so that it does not open when we are baking. And here I've taken a baking tray which I've greased with some oil. Then I've put a butter paper and greased the butter paper as well. And now let's start placing our sausage rolls on top of it. And see guys, we have all the sausage rolls on top of our baking tray. So let's cover it up and keep it as it is for the next 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, let's take an egg, add 1 tablespoon of water to it, and let's give it a good mix. Once mixed, let's keep it aside and uncover our bread rolls. Wow, look at them. They've literally doubled in size to a point where some of them are covering the sausages as well. And now it's time for us to give a egg wash. So basically using a brush, I'm going to apply the egg plus water mixture that we prepared on all of the sausages. And once done with that, I'm just going to sprinkle few sesame seeds on top of 2 of my sausage bread rolls because my husband loves the bread rolls with some sesame seeds on it. And now let's head over to the oven which I had preheated for 10 minutes and place the tray on the top shelf. Make sure that the temperature is at 180 degrees Celsius with the function on top, bottom and fan. And now let's bake it for the next 16 to 18 minutes. And after 18 minutes, look at our bread rolls, guys. Looking absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? My mouth is watering. But just one last step, I'm going to apply a little bit of melted butter on top of it. And let me just break one apart and show it to you guys. It's come out so well. It's really looking absolutely delicious, isn't it? So let's just break this one and see, guys. Look at the inside of this bread. It's nice and soft and spongy. Absolutely delicious, guys. You've got to make it. It's a foolproof recipe. You don't need to worry about it. Do make it. Do let me know what you think about this recipe. Do share this recipe with your friends and family. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. What are you waiting for? And I will see you very soon. Meanwhile, you take care. Bye bye.